And we are back, and we finished watching Bride of Frankenstein from 1935. This is rated approved with a runtime of 1 hour and 15 minutes. We actually caught this on the Turner app, but it is also playing on AMC Plus, Tubi, and to buy rent on Prime Video. This comes to us from director James Whale, who was wildly successful with the original Frankenstein film, and a few years later does this, The Bride of Frankenstein, which continues the story of Frankenstein. In this, we see the monster again played by Boris Karloff, and he is reunited with his maker, Dr. Frankenstein, played by Colin Clive, who is kind of roped into creating a mate for the monster, who just wants to be loved and accepted, but who gets, I guess, screamed at every turn, and people cringe from him in horror and dismay. This is based off Shelley's novel and comes to us from an adaptation by William Hurlbut and John Balderston, with screenplay credits to William Hurlbut. And wow, there's a ton of credits here. Josef Berne, adaptation uncredited. Lawrence G. Blochman, adaptation uncredited. Robert Florey, story uncredited. Philip MacDonald, adaptation uncredited. Tom Reed, contributing writer, uncredited. R.C. Sherriff, adaptation uncredited. Edmund Pearson, screenplay uncredited. And Morton Covan, adaptation uncredited. Wow. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. Gigi, can I start with you? What did you think of the film?
It was all right.
Yeah.
I didn't really have any strong feelings. I don't know if I laughed at anything. Was it funny? We watched this a while ago.
Yeah, we did. So this was about Frankenstein's monster and then how Frankenstein gets...
That's right. Oh,
okay.
Okay. My main thing with this movie is I felt like it took a really long time to get to where it was going.
Yeah.
They sort of like idle around, and I mean the movie's old, right? I could say what
1935.
happens.
Yeah.
Wow. That's like 90 years old.
Yeah.
There's that whole thing where Frankenstein goes to the forest and he sort of learns how to talk, and everyone sort of just fools around before finally they get to making Frankenstein's wife or bride.
Yeah.
Which is literally what the entire film is about. It's like, I think it was only like an hour. It was an hour and 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, it wasn't long. But
it wasn't at all. But
you see his bride for like 5 minutes, and then the end.
Yeah, seriously. It's like at the beginning, there's that whole little thing where Mary Shelley's telling the dude and her husband like...
The dude.
I don't remember who it was supposed to be.
Lord Byron and her husband, Percy.
Yeah. She was telling both the guys about the story, and it's like, okay, the movie is literally called The Bride of Frankenstein, right? That's what we watched, and what? She's there in the movie for like 3 seconds just to get blown up or something.
Yeah.
It took a while. The bride is in the movie for, like I said, like, a couple minutes, and yeah.
And all she does is like,
yeah,
jerk her head around and then
just
scream.
Sort of like freaks out a little bit. Whatever. I mean, the movie's from 1935. They didn't really know what they were doing back then, I'm assuming.
What did you think of Minnie, the shrieking maid?
You guys really want her to die.
Yes.
She was annoying. I just didn't really care about her.
No?
Nah, she was around. I didn't really wish death on her. If she did, I really wouldn't have cared.
Okay.
She should have died instead of that guy who was like standing at the burning wreckage of the windmill.
Oh, the father of the little girl that got murdered?
Yeah, because that guy, his daughter dies.
Yeah.
And then him and his wife just get killed because they fall into the...
just gone home.
They should have went home, and Mimi should have been the one standing at the top, and Frankenstein just murders her.
Did you say Mimi?
Was that her name?
No,
Yes.
it was Minnie.
Oh,
Minnie, sorry. Yeah.
Mimi's the girl from the...
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it would be nice if Frankenstein killed her, too.
Mimi and Minnie. Fair enough. Olive G., what did you think of The Bride of Frankenstein?
It was boring, and I couldn't care less about it.
All right. Off to you. What do you think?
I'm with G. It took way too long to get to the, like, I guess, the main character, or at least the character that the film is named after. I honestly did not understand the need to put that that sort of intro in with Mary Shelley and Lord Byron. And it was so ridiculous the way Lord Byron is acting. He's just like strutting around this, like literally strutting around this big Gothic room with a fireplace and saying, "But I, Lord Byron." I mean, who the hell? It was just ridiculous. Nobody spoke like that at all. And then Mary Shelley is just like, "Oh, well, I'm not done with the story yet." And everybody's like, "Ooh, tell us more."
Well, I think you also highlighted something really interesting. Do you remember what you said after we watched the film?
No.
How does she, who's dressed in like the 1800s or even earlier, describing a story that's early 1900s?
Yeah, that was the fun thing. They really did not care about time periods or whatever,
or not even 1900s, like maybe late 1800s.
There was definitely, like, the story she was describing took place in the future because they're wearing suits and ties. All the styles are different. And meanwhile, back in Mary Shelley time, Lord Byron's walking around in knee-high pantyhose and pantaloons and waistcoats. So, yeah, he looked like he was Lafayette or something like that. That didn't make any sense. But all right, I'll forgive that. I'll just sort of jettison that whole useless thing from my mind. When you get to the actual story, yeah, it takes a really, really long time to get to the actual scene where the bride is created. And prior to that, you have the introduction of Dr. Pretorius with his evil-sounding name, and he's this creepy-looking dude. And he's like showing off his inventions to Frankenstein, and basically they're just like little tiny people inside glass jars.
Yes.
And it just looked ridiculous. And
I'm sure that was like cutting edge effects.
Oh,
that
was the height of special effects back then. But that was like, it was just stupid. You have like this creepy guy. He's like, "Look at my creations, my homunculi," and he's basically made living little dolls.
Now I can't get that song out of my head.
Which song?
It's my creation. Is it real? Oingo boingo.
I'm sure whatever that song is you're talking about, you had the 45 of it.
I did not.
Oh, amazing.
Although I did like the movie, although we saw it after. It was from Weird Science. And then I was like, oh this is not a good film.
God. Yes. But aside from that, yeah, it just took forever. And then finally they get to the part where, oh my God, they made the Bride of Frankenstein, and she's on screen for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, jerking her head around. And anytime she sees Frankenstein, she just screams. And then at the end, I guess Frankenstein comes to a realization like, the hell with this. Frankenstein, take your wife, get out of here. Me, the bride, and Dr. Pretorius, we're all going to die now. Yeah. And he blows up the lab and the entire castle explodes.
So the thing that took me out, well, one of the things that took me out was that Elizabeth was played by a completely different actress with a completely different hairstyle. I mean, they could have at least gotten a blonde because the original Elizabeth was a blonde. I also agree. It took way too long to get to where it was going. And then the ending was just so short and just ridiculous that it just, I don't know. It's weird because this is considered a classic. And I think when we were watching it on TCM, they said that it did well for them, although according to IMDb, the budget on this was like a little under $400,000, but the worldwide gross was less than 12. So I don't know what kind of funny math that is, but that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right. And I've always heard, this is the far superior film.
Which I don't know how I feel about that either.
Maybe visually, as far as like, I guess the cleanness of the way it was shot. I mean, it looked crisper.
Yes, than the original Frankenstein. I agree with that.
And I mean, as far as every scene that had Frankenstein in it, I was satisfied. I like Boris Karloff as Frankenstein is great.
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand. I feel like there must have been stuff cut out because it's sort of like, the monster is around. And I'm guessing you're supposed to get some sort of sympathy for the monster because there are scenes where he doesn't want to. He's not like instantly attacking and killing people. It's people freaking out that makes him freak out.
Right.
And then he kills people.
Right.
But then all of a sudden it's just like, oh my God, that girl, she's dead. Frankenstein did it. And then they go into somebody's house and it's like, oh, the guy's dead. And upstairs, his wife is dead too. Frankenstein did it.
But we never see
You never
that.
see Frankenstein do it. And it's sort of like, if Frankenstein's just running around all freaked out, why is he going into people's houses and just killing them or just randomly killing
Children.
children?
Yeah.
And if he is actually killing these people, I'm supposed to feel sympathy for him. And then there's the scene with the hermit where it's like, oh, he finally has a friend and he's learning how to talk. And that's good. And then, of course, people come in and ruin that for him. And then he runs into Dr. Pretorius, who's just like, I'll help you. You know what you need? You need a lady in your life. And Frankenstein is just like, friend, good. I mean, all Frankenstein really wanted to do is drink and smoke.
Right.
But then at the end, he's just like, yeah, you got me a
Cursed.
you got me a girlfriend, and man, she's a bitch. She's yelling at me nonstop. I'm just gonna blow this entire place up.
Yeah. All right.
He goes full Gibson.
All right, let me go around the table and get numbers. But before I do, we want to encourage everyone again to like, share, and subscribe. And leave a note in the comments. Tell us what you think. What is the better film, Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein? You tell us.
We should have called it Frankenstein 2. It would have made more sense.
Yes. Yeah, because you see him more than you see her.
Yeah.
Olive G, 1 to 10, what would you give this film?
I don't know, like a 2.
Wow. All right. I didn't think it was that
really
bad.
didn't care about this movie.
All right. Gigi, 1 to 10.
I didn't really have anything good to say about it, but I didn't really hate it that bad, I don't think. Also, it was really short. It was an hour 15 minutes, so maybe like a 5.
All right. What do you say?
Yeah, maybe a 5. I didn't hate it. It's just, well, maybe a 4 actually, because it was just I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I just didn't really enjoy it, and I found the intro scene completely useless. That felt like a space filler. The fact that Minnie didn't get anything, she's annoying as hell. She should have died. The weird ambiguity that made you feel sympathy for Frankenstein, then you hate Frankenstein, you feel sympathy for it. It's like, make up your goddamn mind. Is he a tragic figure? Is he a monster? What?
Right. He can't be both.
Yeah. What's
He
the
has
deal?
to pick a lane and stick to it.
What's going on with Dr. Frankenstein? He's like, you can't do it, but it was so fascinating. I'll do it.
Yes. He's easily swayed.
He's easily swayed. His wife is useless. She's basically just a pawn to be used by everybody else. And Dr. Pretorius, who's like sinister, but then it's just like, it's imagine you see some guy and he's just like, oh my God, this guy's like totally evil and sinister looking. And he's like, and now look upon my creation. And he just pulls out a bunch of dolls. It's like, what the hell? That's not scary. You're a weirdo who plays with dolls.
I didn't dislike it as much as everybody else, but I will also give it a 5. I think it's just sort of in the middle. It's not great. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but I can see that the original Frankenstein did so well that, again, the studio was like, let's milk this baby. And they sure do, because I think from what the Turner host said that this one made even more money than the original and went on to be part of that Universal Monsters universe.
And the bride is an iconic looking figure. I mean,
She is.
People still dress up like that. They do the hair.
Yeah.
The big gray
She
streak
looked
on the
cool, but
Yeah.
completely underused. All right. Well, that's it from us. And again, come back tomorrow for another review. And with that, we will bid you all a
Good night.
Good night.
good night.